It's the time to get down.
Turn that thing down and get ready for school. That's right, we're pumping it up. Going live all over the world. It's happening. What can I say? The sight, sound, the body heat. Live on the street. Get up. Get ready for your time. It's time for morning coffee. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, be cool. Just move with the groove. No funk in here. The beat way too smooth.
That's right, it's time. Get up, get your stretch on, get your groove on, get your move on.
Be cool.
Make sure it's all working. It's Monday. You're already late for work. What the hell? Come on. So kick back, chill, relax, and learn a lesson. No 9mm, no heaters, a Smith & Wesson. You'll find this rhyme secure. Yes. Time, let's vibe one time without weapons and groove with the music in the school session. This time, let's vibe one time without weapons and groove. Come on! The beat to me like sap to the system. The rap happens to set me free. We got the Ustream. I think we got the live stream. I think we got Periscope and Twitter. Love. Looking good, y'all. Less than the best and inject intellect without disrespect. Come on. Be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do. Just vibe, yeah. Be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do. Just vibe with it. It's like an epidemic. Rockstar gimmick. Get it. I'm raising those reflector shields. Don't dream diminish. I play the season. Y'all have a scrimmage. I speak with reason. Y'all hit the image. What Factor 5? I believe that's the whole reason. All right, I did. But they don't get it. They like us. What? Come on. No visit. Hip hop here to stay. No shizit. We gonna get it. New improved music. Move and groove with it. Choose who you get with. I smack rap like it's too hard. My flow hard like they get the skimpy clothes on individuals. Anything come on. The player pick 'em like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Got soul, got so much funk. The rap I should pack a fat bowl. Y'all should kick back, relax, and just roll with me, vibe with me, roll with me, vibe with me, roll with me. Come on and vibe with me. Hip hop, big ten, just keep it alive. Be cool, move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do. Just vibe. Let's just do what we came to do. Just come on, be cool. That's right. I had to rip off my Clark Kent glasses, turn into Captain Black. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mario. I'm here with my partner in crime, as always. Give it up for Victor Allen over there working the... How many switches you working today, Vic? Just two or your three? It's three all the time now, huh?
Yeah, three all the time, bro. Every day.
Give it up for my partner. We know we're constantly innovating in terms of the technology that we use. So I try to make you all aware of it because somehow, in the world today, there's these stereotypes that brothers like, me, like Vic, that we don't do tech. And we really, really do tech on the most high level kind of tech. So I got to bring it up because we are broadcasting this morning to every live stream, Ustream, okay, Twitter, Periscope. Vic, you got the whole social media world going on over there or something. So.
Yeah, a little something of everything, right? And even more to come.
It's that kind of day. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows what's in the news. The news is Florida. It's amazing. Texas was all the news. Now Florida is all the news. And also today is the anniversary of 9/11.
Yep. A lot going on, man.
Lot going on. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today as part of the show on the good news, the bad news, the other shit, Vic. I know the topics that I have is all about the hurricane, about Texas, the future.
Yeah.
what it all means and what have we learned. So that's what I'm going to be doing later on today.
Yeah.
As part of the thing. How about you? What are you doing today?
Oh man, I'm just gonna bring you guys the sports as it relates to our official first week of kicking off in the NFL. Winners, losers, shocks, surprises, disappointments. You know, it's the fantasy world where they say, look, don't give me just the scores. I just need to know the fantasy impact. Well, wonder if I don't actually do fantasy football. I can't give you anything. Too bad. That's right. And
we only are seeing so much football because, for one, we canceled our 2 services.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
had
they don't know what that is.
Previously, like a bunch of you guys, we had subscriptions to online sports, and as part of our protests, and I'm still watching a bunch of college football, and I do watch some pro games, but they don't know that I'm watching.
Right.
But I canceled our subscriptions to the NFL season and also to the Red Zone and all that. So they lost that's probably about $100 from us.
But it's one thing to say you cancel it. The other is why.
We canceled it in support of Colin Kaepernick.
Ah, there you go. So,
And actually in protest to the NFL, who seems to be doing a certain job with juggling all that,
yeah.
Trying to juggle it, because I know they are juggling it, but they're caught in the middle.
Well, and as they relatively have already said, there are less viewers watching the NFL, but it is also hitting other sports because of the alternative of what people can get involved in now. But they're still the number 1 sports ranking.
25% is what I read.
So
I read that it was down 20, but they've been having decreasing viewership every year, for about 4 or 5 years.
Well, self-empowerment to me is recognition and all the alternatives of what people can do themselves now. I mean, it was only the big 3 sports. You say 20 years ago, what have you. Now you got all these alternative sports, and the globalization of being able to watch other sports. And there's a doctrine of personal accountability with what you want to do. In other words, there are a lot of people who will probably watch and go and compete in fantasy sports more than sit down and watch all the football games. They just want to see the analytics and stats, right?
Exactly. And well, there you go. And I got to point out that, a lot of people support the protests in their own ways. And I do have some sympathy. I have Pete's a little hard on one of my Facebook friends. He's hard on there. He's unfriending everybody. I said, but Pete, I know some very Afrocentric folks who are football fanatics. So it's going to be hard for them. They can sometimes you do your protest in other ways, like, again, canceling services or showing visible public support. That they come and monitor your TV. If you happen to be on the Nielsen's situation where they're monitoring you, you can do that. But I'm just encouraging people to express themselves. But I got to give it up a little bit, because I got some buddies. They truly brothers of the struggle and
absolutely
Afrocentric, and they are football nuts. And if you try to take football, they might just curl up in a little ball. For some of you don't give a shit. You're not watching football no damn way, right? I mean, there's a bunch of people who I'm a protest football. Well, you never did watch football. What you talking about? I'm a protest tampons or something. I don't know. I don't use them.
Well, hey, look, I'm not, for every and each his own, I'm not knocking him. I said, well, maybe one day there'll be stances that deal with, we're protesting this because of black on black crime. Maybe that. We'll wait for football. So you choose your own arguments. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying, I think Kaepernick appreciates it, but he knows, and he's well aware of, I'm willing to lose my job for a bigger cause and bigger statement. And I said, well, maybe people say we'll protest visiting areas and tourism that may or may not reflect with things that are crime-ridden, whether it's black or it's Latino, whatever. Take a stance in other areas as well, But I understand the sports. I ain't mad, man. I'm just saying, it's easy to pick and choose. It's easy to sit there, but put yourself on the line.
I put some stuff up about that. I did. I put some stuff up there about the other quarterbacks. I didn't realize that there were 32 first strings or versus second string, but there's actually a total of like 64
There's a lot.
quarterbacks in the league.
It's a
And
lot.
so that means that Kaepernick's got to be better than like at least 40 of those. So that's, at least 40 or 50 of those. So
Has he been successful relate to the football play he has done up to this point? Would you say yes or no?
I think he's been successful because he's managed to raise the consciousness.
I will
And
say
that was his goal.
I will say this. If he had to stop playing football right now, he could stop and say this. I came in the league and immediately, as soon as I arrived, I went to the Super Bowl. Okay, I actually know what it's like to go to the championship. I know what it's like to actually knock out another quarterback who probably was sitting up there going like this. Who's going to stand up for me? Y'all pushed me out of San Francisco, named Alex Smith. And here he is. And then all of a sudden you see karma can be something else. Alex Smith now is kind of a staple in Kansas City. But we won't get all into that. Like I said, he's been successful already.
One of the many things we're going to be talking about today, again, the good news, bad news, we're going to be focusing on the hurricanes and the things that we could have learned, should have learned, and where do we go from here. And, of course, we got the hot picks coming up. Now, what's with the hot picks today?
Going to give you the part 2 with a little twist on it. Remember, we was doing the all-time franchises in movie and film. And I said, here's the second-tier group. But I always say second-tier groups can always spurn the surprise. And what we're going to try to determine when we look at this group is who we think is just going to be the big boss moving forward, period. It's one thing to sit back and say, this is what they've done. Here's the biggest film. We're going to find out if you could put your hands, Mario, because you are an evaluator of films and movies.
No!
You put the a la carte all in it and says, look, y'all need to check this out. You actually went to see a film recently, and you gave me a rating on it without giving me a number, but you said thumbs up. And what movie was that?
That was it. I think that's supposed to have been the biggest grossing movie
Right.
of the weekend.
Right.
The remake of Stephen King's classic horror.
Right.
I actually went and looked at least the first half of the original last night also. 1990.
It's been a while. Long time, man. I don't know the exact year, so I'm not going to even try, but it's been a while.
I was like, wow.
But I can't include it in the group, you guys, because you
Almost
got
30 years.
You need to have at least 3 movies, and I think this was the second. I don't know if there were some others in there that were spinoffs. I'm not sure. As an official film, is it only 2 or 3?
There was just 2 of it.
Right.
But you know what's amazing in watching the first one last night? I went back and watched it again, at least most of it. How well it was done. This is one of his novels where they stick to the novel. So if you like the book, now I read the book. I know for a lot of you that's an old school thing is reading books, but I did read the book. And, if you read the book, you appreciate the fact that this is probably one of the best adaptations ever of any of his novels. So it was good. The movie actually deals with, really, the book is big, huge. So the movie actually deals with the part where they were young only, not when they were adults. And that's the difference between the original. It starts out with the adults and then they flash back to the youth. Very long. The original movie, Vic, by the way, 3 hours long, over 3 hours long.
Yeah, that's trying to include everything you can in the book.
So,
You're right.
you guys, what a day, what a day, what a day. So it's going to be that kind of a day. We hope that you guys are tucked in and safe wherever you are. We welcome you to the Morning Coffee with Mario show. And, of course, like always, I got to get you settled in with a little music and love. So let's do that first. Let's take a look. Here's our slideshow animation. And then we'll be right back. I'm getting the magic looking glass out, though, so I'll be looking at you.
Been a long, long time since I spoke to you, and I
It's out of body heat.
And I know of all the pieces
Slideshow animation. Back stereo. Lynn Rosen. Oh, there. Jennifer Behrens.
And I know of all
Lynn
the
Rosen.
pieces when you speak
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. I get to do that every week. Every week. Slideshow animation here at Pax Stereo TV. Wow. And you know, I try to save up some of the things that I do. One of those is the use of the magic looking glass, because it's a very powerful effect, and that means you have to use it sparingly. So now it's time. It's time to use the magic looking glass. It's powerful stuff, you guys. I use the magic looking glass to look right at your ass. So I get to see you. I want to say hi to some of my friends, because one thing good about the magic looking glass, I can see my friends. Aurora Milan, what's happening? I can see you. Margaret Soriano, traveling with the family, I can see you. Elena Sanget, I can see you. I can see you. Where you all at? Oh, look at the other day. Monica Harrison. Miko's out there, Vic. Miko's up there. She's doing a lot of stuff on Facebook this morning. What's happening, Miko? Michelle Sargent, Shelly Shell, Jose Marzo. They are out there, let me tell you. I see y'all all over the place. Renee Kiss. Man, Alan Lattimore. Wow. Robbie Milan. Mario Riley, PMC Phil Cuthbert. Anaya, Andrea Morris, Serena Mobley, Melanie Felton. Hi, Mel. Julie DePaula. Kimberly Rulon. Darlene, I'm seeing y'all. Some of y'all nasty. I don't know if I can watch too much more of the magic looking glass, because I'm getting a cramp. So I don't know. I don't know. Everybody spin the magic looking glass. Yeah. I'm telling you. Powerful stuff. Don't use too much. Habit forming too. It's fine. It used to be Pornhub, and now it's the magic looking glass. What can I say? All right, you guys. We divide the show up into segments. We do that because of our Facebook audience, so they can have it separated out. So we get ready to move on to segment number 2. Those of you who are watching from Facebook, you'll need to refresh your page. Give me 60 seconds for the reset. I do a little audio. Ready? Go. All right, we're resetting that audio. Getting ready. Give myself 60 seconds. Get ready to come back for the good news, the bad news, the other shit. Marijuana for dummies.
My team lost.
Stopping Facebook. Facebook.
You have to put it on remix. Just loop that baby, man. Just loop it.
Sometimes it don't work.
Yeah,
Sometimes it doesn't work. And then I know that's like the first time I haven't got it because it's Facebook.
That's okay,
that
man.
Damn Facebook implementation.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with this.
It's okay, man. It's not the only one. Remember, you know what? Actually, there's been a small onslaught of people saying we want Mario's mobile device sitting right in front of him streaming, so that way we can keep it close no matter what.
You're not gonna see nothing.
Hey, man, I'm just saying.
You're not gonna see anything.
You might as well, man. Turn on that mobile device. Just sit that puppy right up in front of you. Don't even worry about it. Let it stare. Let it get the close up. Because some of the people want to go, okay, we're listening, and then some people just say, hey, look, I need to get my hair did. Let me look close up and see how you got yours, taken care of.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I began. People are funny. But you can't have it both ways. I like the attention.
Right.
I'm doing the picture postings of my clothes and stuff, and so and the food and stuff. And so lately, a lot of feedback on the beard. You know, it was really initially the sales sergeant. I'm going to acknowledge
Oh,
busybody.
Lord. Well, call her out, man. Call her out.
The sales sergeant
Hey, call her out.
challenged me about the beard. I think because she wants me to look like one of her old friends.
Oh, you being nice, right? Oh, should I bust out on you? Let me just bust out.
I think she wants me to look like one of her exes. You know, it's a subconscious
you
thing.
gonna go there. That's, you know, the show. If I was you,
Hey, go unmentioned.
you know what I do?
It goes unmentioned.
I get your shoulders.
She obviously
pumping.
want me to look like somebody, but she likes it. So I've been getting a lot of feedback on the gray. Now, as you can see, some of my roots, sometimes pronounced roots.
No roots, man. It's better.
My roots.
Do the roots.
My roots are gray.
Right.
Sometimes, you know, and by the way, I had to look that up. Did you know gray, G-R-E-Y or G-R-A-Y?
It's different.
Yeah, and really the main
Yes.
difference is
Yes.
one is English.
Yes.
G-R-E-Y, both are used and both are acceptable, but
Right.
G-R-E-Y is more English. And a ratio of like 12 to 1 used here.
I tell you.
We use G-R-A-Y like 12 times more.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I now y'all know why I dye my hair. Because it just starts to look like this. Look at this. Look at those roots.
You think that explanation is
roots.
going to satisfy when somebody says, "Look, I still want." Okay, remember
Next
what?
thing your
remember,
pubes go gray.
remember-
Hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm watching them every
remember, you had a couple of people kept saying
1991.
they want to see you wear tight jeans, no matter what.
I got on some tight-ish jeans.
That's what I'm saying.
Tight-ish.